In a world constantly racing toward the next big innovation, it's easy to overlook the power of the past. We live in an era dominated by technology, social media, and instant gratification. But what if I told you that the key to unlocking a mentally unstoppable mindset could be found in the old school way of life? A time when life was slower, yet stronger. A time when people learned to endure hardship, focus on the task at hand, and live with intention. Before we get into how the old school way of life can make you mentally unstoppable, let me ask you something. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by the noise? The constant stream of distractions? The pressure to keep up with everyone else? The never-ending to-do lists? We live in a world that's designed to distract us, pull us in a million directions, and keep us on edge. Yet, despite all this advancement, something feels missing, doesn't it? The mental peace, the resilience, the focus. Where did it go? Let's take a step back. Imagine a time when life wasn't defined by constant notifications or the pressure of success that comes with social media validation. Picture yourself waking up to the sound of a rooster crowing instead of a phone alarm. The day wasn't segmented by meetings, emails, and deadlines. No, the day was segmented by nature, by the rising and setting of the sun, by the work you needed to do with your hands, and by the simple pleasures of human connection. Here's the thing, the old school way of life, the one we're often quick to dismiss as outdated or obsolete, is actually the foundation of mental toughness. People didn't have the luxury of pushing a button to get what they wanted. They didn't have social media platforms constantly feeding them dopamine hits. Instead, they built mental resilience by facing real challenges head-on. They didn't need to check their Instagram for validation. They found it in the quiet satisfaction of a hard day's work. Let me break down a few key lessons from the old school way of life that will make you mentally unstoppable. In the old days, when people worked, they worked. There was no email pinging every 5 minutes, no Instagram notifications pulling them out of their focus. People focused on the task at hand, whether it was farming, carpentry, or creating art. They understood the value of deep work. Their hands were engaged in something meaningful, and their minds followed suit. How often do we, in today's world, find ourselves juggling too many things at once? We've all been there, trying to do one thing but checking our phone every few minutes, only to find that we've lost focus. To be mentally unstoppable, you need to learn how to focus like they did. Eliminate distractions, be fully present in what you're doing, and put your full energy into each task. Whether it's reading, writing, or working, let your mind become so absorbed in it that nothing else matters. That's the power of focused work. Life wasn't easy back in the day. People didn't have the comfort of modern conveniences. They had to endure long hours, harsh weather, and sometimes dangerous work. But in doing so, they built mental resilience. They didn't shy away from hardship. They met it head-on and learned to thrive in it. The old school mentality was about enduring, pushing through, and never backing down. It's easy to become mentally unstoppable when you learn to embrace challenges. Every obstacle you face is an opportunity to build strength, grit, and perseverance. When life gets tough, instead of quitting or seeking comfort, face it. Walk through the storm. Build that mental toughness that says, I'm not afraid, I can handle this. Back in the day, everything followed a routine. People woke up early, worked hard, and went to bed early. There was a rhythm to life, a flow that allowed them to be productive and grounded. They weren't distracted by endless choices or the pressure of keeping up with everyone else. Their success was rooted in a disciplined, consistent approach to life. In today's world, routines seem almost archaic, right? We get up whenever we feel like it, scroll through our phones, and let the day unfold without intention. But the truth is, routine and discipline are the cornerstones of a mentally unstoppable life. You don't have to work 12 hours a day to be disciplined, but you do need to structure your day so that it aligns with your goals and values. When you do something every day with consistency, it becomes a habit, and that habit becomes unstoppable. The old school way of life was centered around community and human connection. People didn't just text each other, They gathered around a table, shared stories, laughed, and supported one another. Life was richer because of the connections they made. Today, in a world dominated by digital communication, we often feel more isolated than ever before. Social media makes us feel connected, but, in reality, it often leaves us feeling empty. To be mentally unstoppable, you need to invest in real relationships. Spend time with people who support you, challenge you, and hold you accountable. Stop hiding behind a screen and connect with people face to face. It's these deep, meaningful relationships that will keep you grounded, motivated, and mentally strong when life tries to knock you down. In the old school way of life, things didn't happen overnight. If you wanted a crop to grow, you had to plant the seeds, nurture them, and wait patiently. If you wanted to build a house, it took years of labor to complete. People understood the importance of long-term vision and the patience required to see things through. In today's world, we expect instant results. We expect things to happen quickly. But real success, whether in business, relationships, or personal development, takes time. You have to be willing to put in the work, make sacrifices, and wait for the results. The old school mindset taught people that patience is not just a virtue, it's a strength. When you learn to wait and trust the process, you'll become mentally unstoppable. In a world full of noise, we've forgotten the beauty of simplicity. People in the past lived with fewer distractions. They didn't have the overwhelming choice of content and technology we have today. The simplicity of their lives allowed them to focus on what truly mattered: family, work, and self-growth. By learning to embrace simplicity, you clear the mental clutter. You stop chasing after the next shiny object and start investing in the things that truly matter. When you eliminate the excess, your mind becomes stronger, clearer, and more capable of taking on challenges with calm resolve. Less is often more when it comes to mental strength. If you truly want to become mentally unstoppable, it's time to embrace the old school way of life. Cut out distractions, embrace hardship, establish a routine, build real connections, practice patience, and simplify. The results won't be instant, but they will be lasting. When you take these lessons to heart, you'll find a mental strength you never knew you had. It's not just about surviving in this fast-paced world, it's about thriving in it.